Greetings to our Educational Opportunities team. This is Jay Nebel here from Leadership Development.
And Donna Smith from Leadership Development.
Really quickly, want to give a quick recap of what we did on Wednesday of this week. Wow, a fantastic job by your team overviewing 32 procedures. It was great to hear your passion, to see your dedication to the task. On behalf of Dr. Hunter and myself, thank you for being so dedicated. Because our conversation was so robust, we did leave a little bit of work on the table. It's going to be important that we attend to this work, and I will remind us of this again as we go through our video. But we're going to take you on a path to the work now. We really need to finish this final step before our next meeting on September 30th. Right now, Donna is going to walk us through a path to something called the solution matrix and some resources we provided to you.
Okay, so what you see here is my Teams channel or my basic homepage for Teams. So, I remind you that the best practice for you is to go through the portal, open up your 365, Google in the background, and then come into Teams and go to the Equity Procedures team. You're going to find your channel, and we're going to go over here and open up the notebook. Most of what we're going to be talking about today, you're going to find on the Analysis Tool Templates page. So as this opens, I'm going to click on over, jump down here, expand my screen. If you'll notice under Phase 1, there are basically 4 steps. So what I want to show you is down here in Step 4 are some resources that we've provided for you before you get to the solution matrix, which is what Mr. Nebel was talking to you about. So I'm going to let him kind of talk you over some of these at this time.
Sure, thank you. So first we have our team summary. We're not going to click on this one right now, but I was going to tell you what it is. This is a cumulative report of all the work that each of our partnerships did. This is a great resource for you to use as you engage in the solution matrix. Secondly, we've included a procedure review checklist. And Donna, I would like for us to click on this one. This is very simple. I mean, it is what the title says it is. It's just a checklist of the procedures that we decided as a team needed to be pushed through for further review. Now, I strongly advise you to print this off or to use this digitally as you go through your work. What we want you to do, okay, is make sure you only review each procedure once. So after you review a procedure, it's important that you check it off so you don't accidentally come back to it. Okay, we also recommend that you do this in chunks. Maybe sit down for a couple of minutes on 3 or 4 occasions in the upcoming days and just do 3 or 4 procedures at a time. This will help you avoid the fatigue of seeing one procedure after another. It'll help keep your mind fresh and focused on the work. So as Donna takes us back to the solution matrix, I want to remind you, of our final resource, and that's the human resource. We encourage you, if you need to reach out to other team members with any questions you might have. Okay, but we also encourage you to talk to your partner through this process. Okay, if you're unable to talk to your partner, that's okay. We want you to do the individual work on the solution matrix, but don't forget that important resource of each other, the value of your team members. So let's look now, Donna, at the solution matrix. The solution matrix, what we like about it is it's an opportunity to get some voice equity. Every member of the group has an equal opportunity for input using this tool. Okay, the solution matrix is a quality tool that we've used in Gwinnett County for years, and we're really proud of how we've updated it into the electronic version that you're about to engage in. This will help us gain a statistical measure of how well our identified procedures align to the equity policy through the lens of 5 criteria. So very quickly, we're going to walk you through this. The first thing you're going to do is just type in your name. All right, so Donna Smith. You always capitalize the first letter. And then we go down and we pick our focus area. You guys are the highly respected and well-esteemed Educational Opportunities Group. Then we go into the directions here. I want to take you into number 3. These are the 5 criteria that we're going to use as a lens, okay, to complete this quality tool and establish our correlation to the equity policy. You'll look at each procedure through these 5 criteria. First, how well does it align, okay, in your opinion, based on your current understanding of the procedure, how well does it align and provide support to our equity policy? Second, how well does this procedure address stakeholder concerns? And third, and perhaps most importantly, I always like to put the most important piece in the middle like the center of our target, does this procedure address opportunity gaps and achievement gaps among our various student groups? Fourth, in your opinion, what is the district's capacity and ability to implement this procedure as it's written now to its fullest? And finally, and very importantly, its sustainability. How well are we able to measure this procedure's effectiveness? How well are we able to monitor this procedure through the use of data? You're going to evaluate these on a rating scale of 1, 3, or 5. If you believe there is a low correlation between the procedure and the criteria, you'll mark it as a 1. If you feel there's a moderate correlation, you'll mark it as a 3. And if you feel it tightly aligns to the criteria, it's a strong correlation, you mark it as a 5. Donna, can you take a second, please, and kind of show the functionality of the solution matrix?
Sure. Now you're going to actually get into doing the work on the form. So the first area that you're going to come to is going to ask you to select the procedure category. For you guys in educational opportunities, all of your procedures came out of category J, which is for students. So the first category you want to select there is students. And when you do that, you'll notice underneath populates all 32 procedures that you as a team reviewed. Now, you don't have to individually do all 30-something procedures because if you'll remember, you did eliminate some. Here's where you're going to want to use your checklist. I recommend that you print this checklist out and say you've got a couple of minutes in between some meetings and you're going to go ahead and knock some of this out. So I'm looking at my checklist. I've printed it. The first 2 procedures that you as a team said that you wanted to have additional review on is this first one, approved international exchange. So I'm going to click that one on. And then I'm going to go down to student performance. These are alphabetical on this list. Hopefully it'll make it easier for you to find. And that's all I've got time for right now. So then as you continue on down, you'll see that within the form, it has automatically created for you a matrix for you to evaluate the procedure on the 5 indicators. Again, as Mr. Nebel explained, and I'm just going to click here for the purposes of time, kind of go through. These are radio buttons that you should be able to click through. They are required, so some of them, you won't be able to go forward unless you do. You can take your time on this, okay? And you can also, if you only have time to do 2 right now, you can come back to this. Once you've done these 2, you're going to hit submit your form. But then you're going to have, later on in the day, you might have another 20 minutes. You can go back to the same link that you saw in your analysis tool templates and do this form again, choosing the next ones that are on your checklist. So you're going to submit your form, and then you'll get basically a little thank you. Your form was submitted. Behind the scenes, we're going to be able to do a lot of things. I just want to quickly show you the end result of what we'll be able to provide for Dr. Hunter as well as for Dr. Welch. Here is an overall summary. Now, these are not necessarily your procedures. This is just an example to show you, but this is a cumulative list. Say you as a team evaluated all 22 procedures. We'll be able to give an average score between 1 and 5 and rank order all of the procedures that you did. So when you're looking at this one, clearly you can see the consequences of student misconduct scored a little bit higher overall than concession rights did. Following this, if I wanted to dig a little bit deeper, what exactly under concession rights was it, or what exactly under international exchange program based on the criteria, then I can scroll down and I see the scores for each of the 5 criteria. So it's great information, and this is what you'll use going into the next steps that you're going to hear about next week.
Anna, thank you. And again, team, this is the part we're most excited about. This is that statistical analysis piece. Where really each person's opinion will congregate together to help us move forward with the procedures that we want to attach in this part of the improvement process, okay, in this part of your work as an equity procedures team. So again, we would love for you to have this done before our next meeting. If you could have it done by next Tuesday, the 29th, that would be tremendous. And then we could have these results for us at our meeting on the 30th. So again, use your checklist, use your resources. Only do a few at a time when you have time. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Donna or to me here in the office, and we'll help walk you through this. We hope you guys have a great week. Thank you so much for your support of this very important student learning initiative. Have a great day.